What was the most defining moment of your life, Steve? And again, it could be more than one, personal or professional.
Most defining moment of my life was, actually I drove by it yesterday. This is why I drove up here. Just after the Tennessee-Kentucky border on the highway, there's a little rest area. And there's a tree in that rest area that nobody pays attention to. It's insignificant to everyone other than me. But I ended up sitting under that tree September 23rd, 2010. I went and checked the dates. And that was when I had hit rock bottom. My former wife had left me. I wasn't getting to see my kids. My restaurant was bankrupt. I was in the height of addiction. So I was spiritually, physically, relationally, financially bankrupt. I mean, gone. We talk about no money, nothing. I didn't even have gas in the car practically. And I sat under that tree and just went, okay, Lord, I'm done running from you. I'm now running towards you. You know, I'll start trusting you one step at a time, one thought at a time, one question at a time, and we'll just start moving forward. And that was the crossroads in life. I had the opportunity to keep running from him or running to him. And that was by far the best decision I ever made in life.
I think this is a good time to ask this kind of holistic question. Can you give us kind of the backstory? You can be as brief or as detailed as you like to be of how you got. We're going to talk a lot about the chapter we're in now, which is why you became an ideal guest to be on the program. But, you know, losing the restaurant, your wife, what type of addiction, you know, kind of give the audience a flavor, if you will, of how you got to that point. Just to set a framework, excuse me.
So the framework, really, you've got to go back to like high school days. And back when I was on a swim team, and I grew up in Scotland. But I was over here at summer and Christmas over in America because my dad was over here preaching a lot. And I never really felt like I fit in. Over in Scotland, the kids were always like, you're a Yank because you're always going over there. And over here, it's like, oh, he's the Scots boy. Also, just being on the swim team, it was very cliquey. Definitely, there was, I look back at not fun times. Definitely not treated great by older guys in the team and things like that. But bottom line is I never felt, I had this insecurity of not fitting in. So then I was always trying to fit in with everyone. And couldn't really deal with my issues and feelings and all that. So once I quit swimming after Clemson, got into cooking. And got into cooking, which meant I could be in the kitchen all day and not deal with my feelings. I could work for 16 hours at a clip.
True.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Stay awake for 3 days straight, cooking in a kitchen, not a problem. But then the drugs, I wasn't swimming anymore, and they're like, you've got ADHD, so they're getting me on ADHD medication. I'm drinking. And there was hard drugs involved too. But it was just this like slow spiral down into about 2008, 9 when we opened a restaurant, and then the economy crashed. And my identity had been wrapped up in getting to cook for celebrities, big doctors, things like this. I'm not going to name drop like that. Sure, no. But some pretty household names that you would know of, and I was just bankrupt in my soul as a person. So when the finances went away, I had nothing, like absolutely nothing. And that kind of led to the addictions, to the troubles, to the issues, to where it was like, okay, well, this is how I got here. How am I going to move forward from this place?
So this wasn't a couple-year thing, from high school or end of college to the restaurant. How many years are we talking roughly?
So yeah,
or 08 or 09?
So we're talking like really 1995 through to like 2006, 2010. Sorry, 2010.
So it was a period.
Yeah, I mean it was a slow progression, but then the last year it really ramped up very quickly. You start making decisions that you're trying to survive instead of thrive. And these decisions, they're just not well thought through decisions. They're just reacting to everything that's happening to you. There's no substance for life. There's no routine. There's no discipline. There's definitely no, care for anybody else. You're just trying to survive yourself.
Sure.
So yeah, once you hit the throttle on the addiction, it's I mean, it's over. at that
Now,
point.
did you consider yourself a religious or spiritual person prior to the moment under the tree in 2010, or was that kind of your, I don't want to say born again or put words in your mouth, but
Yeah.
Was that a demarcation in terms of your belief in God, or did you always believe in a higher power kind of thing?
No, absolutely. I believe in God, Jesus, Holy
Sure.
Spirit. My dad was a preacher,
Yeah.
evangelist, worked with Billy Graham. I mean, I grew up in the Christian circles,
Right.
but I always felt like I was on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand because everybody looked like they had perfect lives. And on the inside, I'm like, this is before social media. On the
Right.
inside, I'm like, really? Does everyone really got it all together?
Yeah.
I couldn't reconcile it. And honestly, I would say the Christian circles for me didn't look like they were having as much fun as the non-believers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was really attracted to, because I felt like I was more connected
Mm-hmm.
to the non-Christian circles. And also I didn't feel like I could live up to the expectations of my dad, even though
Right.
he didn't have any for me.
Right.
That was all stories in my mind,
That's interesting.
so that was really the...
So you would you say you had contempt for that circle, or is that too strong a word?
No, not contempt. No, not even
Okay,
anger,
good.
anger or hatred, anything like that. It was
Okay.
just I didn't know how to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I didn't know how to. And it was really stemming from the issue of I didn't know who I was
Mm-hmm.
at the core.
Yeah.
So no
Appreciate you sharing
anger or
that.
hatred towards it.
Yeah.